Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
Did you see her hang out with anyone at the time or anything like that?
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see her?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because we went over. One of her friends had a key. We went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. The door was locked when everyone got here. We just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body.
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. That's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Lauren Giddings, 27 years old, law student. She lives in an apartment complex near campus like most students. Only one exam separated her from graduation. After that, her professional life would begin. She was planning to work in criminal law, the field she had focused on throughout her studies. She didn't know that her life was about to stop. Lauren was supposed to move to Atlanta right after the exam. Her boyfriend David saw the timing as perfect for an engagement. He was about 10 years older than her and worked as a lawyer. They met during a practical internship, and their relationship continued for more than 4 years. Only one exam separated them. After it, everything was supposed to begin. But in the background, something else had already started. At the end of June 2011, Lauren's family was no longer able to reach her. Her friends hadn't seen her for days. No messages, no calls. Her brother sends a message to David and asks him if he had heard anything from her. The answer was no. At first, David didn't worry. He knew she was busy with final exam. Lauren had told everyone she would isolate herself for days and wouldn't communicate with anyone. But when he learned that no one had heard from her, everything changed. David opens his phone. The last message from her dates back to June 25th, 2011. 4 days had passed. He had only read the first 2 lines. He was stuck in traffic. He dismissed the message, continued on his way, and forgot about it. Now he understands that it was maybe the last sign from her. The time was 10:13 p.m. on June 25th. The message begins with one sentence. I had a really uncomfortable conversation. On that day, David thought it was just casual talk. Now the meaning is completely different. Lauren wrote that a colleague had asked her in an annoying way about her relationship with David. Then she added, as if it were normal, that someone had tried a few nights before to enter her apartment. She assumed they were teenagers from the area. After her disappearance, this sentence turns into a clear warning. Lauren's family officially reports her disappearance to the police. The police begin searching her apartment inside the campus. The investigators noticed the disappearance of precious jewelry. They were gifts David had given her on birthdays and occasions. On the other hand, the phone is there and the wallet is there inside the apartment. This scene doesn't look like a voluntary disappearance. The police question all the residents of the residential complex. Everyone agrees to search their apartment without objection. Everyone except one person, Stephen McDaniel. He's the same student who appeared in the television interview inside the campus. Stephen refuses to allow the search of his apartment. He is a law student and steps away from his final exam. He says he has a bad feeling about searching his home instead of cooperating. He wanders around campus and watches what happens. On June 30th, 2011, the police stumble upon a human torso inside a dumpster. The torso belongs to Lauren Giddings. It was separated from the rest of the body. The place where it was found is near the apartment complex inside the campus. On the same day, Stephen McDaniel appears in another television interview. At that time, the police had not announced the identity of the body. Lauren was my neighbor, and we're trying to find out where she is now. No one has seen her since Saturday. What about the parking lot? They worked there a lot, and maybe they found the body or something. A body? Did you hear or see anything? We don't know if it's her. A body was found, but no one knows if it belongs to the wanted person. Are you okay? I think I need to sit down. Lauren's neighbor is Stephen McDaniel, 25 years old, law student. He lives in the same complex, and weeks away from the end of his lease. He was supposed to return to his parents' house after the exam. He doesn't have a clear circle of friends and tends toward isolation. He's registered on dating sites, but without any notable relationships. He always repeats that he doesn't want sexual relationships before marriage. Lauren used to mention him sometimes in front of her boyfriend, David. She described him as the strange neighbor and unsocial. Other students noticed the same thing. They were surprised by his appearance and participation in the search. Usually, he would isolate himself inside his apartment. The police watch the television interview and notice his reaction. On the same day, Stephen McDaniel is summoned for questioning. He accompanies the police to the station without resistance. An investigation that will later be recorded as one of the most famous interrogations. Stephen is a law student, and he knew the limits of speech. At first, his answers were short, brief, and repetitive. He knew that any extra word could be used against him. After about 15 minutes, the investigator loses his patience. Another investigator joins the room. The result doesn't change. Suspicions increase, and Stephen offers nothing. You'll say you don't know, and I know you know. I don't know. But you do know. What will you say tomorrow when I tell you we found your hair with the body? Look, my hair falls out easily. That's normal. The investigator notices clear scratches on his arms. The justification was ready. He said he scratched himself during sleep. Throughout the interrogation, Stephen insists he has nothing to do with Lauren's murder. But he falls into one contradiction. He tells the investigators that he doesn't have any sexual relationships before marriage. Despite that, and because of his suspicious behavior, his apartment is searched without his consent. Inside the apartment, the police stumble upon a box of condoms. The officers ask him why he has them when he says he won't have a relationship. His answer was that he stole them from a colleague, a strange justification, but enough to arrest him on charges of theft. This arrest gives the police additional time to deepen the suspicions. The information doesn't come only from Lauren's circle. Stephen's former roommate comes forward with his testimony. He said that Stephen was constantly talking about power and control over others. He always emphasized that he was smarter than everyone around him. When he got excited and talked about the perfect crime or zombie invasion, his appearance was disturbing. His smile in those moments was the most terrifying. The police confiscate his computer and phone. The browsing history reveals another side of his personality. Posts full of hatred toward women, not toward a specific woman, but toward women in general. In online forums, he wrote about his desire to inflict pain on women. Then a more dangerous picture becomes clear. Stephen was watching. Lauren. He kept files containing information about her, photos, videos, and details about her apartment and windows. It seems he was filming from outside in his bathroom, a board hanging on the mirror, a childish drawing with a sun, colors, and trees. Below it, a phrase saying, "I love you, Lauren." He said the drawing was from his young niece. Is this true, or is it a reflection of his disturbed thoughts? No one is certain, but the most dangerous thing revealed later was not the photos, the messages, or even the spying inside Stephen's apartment. The police found a master key to the residential complex, a key that opens more than one apartment, including Lauren's apartment itself. Stephen was not an employee, and he had no legal authority to possess it. This key means he didn't need to break in or force entry. He entered her apartment quietly and late at night, as if he were one of the residents. Here, the method of entry becomes clear. The heaviest evidence was Lauren's underwear, which was found inside his apartment 1 month after finding the body. The charge is officially directed at Stephen McDaniel. The charge is the premeditated murder of a 27-year-old woman. Stephen remains in custody, and the investigations continue. In 2014, and after 3 years, he decides to confess. He said he entered Lauren's apartment on June 26th. The time was around 4:30 in the morning. That was the day after the message she sent to her boyfriend, David. He wore a mask and gloves to reduce traces. He entered the apartment using the master key. He strangled Lauren inside her bedroom. The next day, June 27th, he returned again to the apartment. He dismembered the body inside the bathtub using a metal saw. That's why, in the beginning, only the torso was found inside the dumpster. The other parts were distributed in different containers. Later, the police found the rest of the parts inside the campus. The metal saw he used was found in his possession. After the file is complete, the court issues its ruling life imprisonment on charges of murdering Lauren Giddings. Despite the ruling, the case didn't close emotionally for everyone. Stephen's mother and some family members still believe in his innocence. They said the police fabricated the evidence and planted it inside his apartment to close the case quickly. No evidence was presented to support this claim. No documents, no witnesses, just a refusal to believe the truth. In the summer of 2018, Stephen tries to reopen the case. He said the investigation and trial were not fair. He requested a retrial from the beginning. In the session, Stephen represented himself before the court. His former lawyer gave his testimony. He said that, at first, he actually believed Stephen was innocent, but the course of the session did not work in his favor. Many files were presented. Long arguments without result. The court rejects the request. The ruling remains as it is: life imprisonment. Inside the courtroom, Lauren's aunt and her husband sat. They felt relieved after the judge's decision. About 2 years after Lauren's murder, a memorial was erected for her. A metal bench was placed inside the garden where she used to walk between her lectures. The bench's color is bright pink, her favorite color. A place to sit, to stop, and to remember. This was the story of Lauren Giddings. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.